Sup folks, welcome to this new format of random what if shorts. In today's first one ever, we have, what if Deku get to be Florida man? Disclaimer, forget logic and common senses, Chapter 1. The Rising of Florida Man. Author's note, my boys over at Discord have convinced me to create Florida Man as Deku. Will he be a hero? A villain? A vigilante? Or just your everyday Florida man who doesn't take sides? I'm not sure if I should give him a quirk because Florida man doesn't need a quirk to cause problems. Florida man in my dictionary is not chaotic evil, good, or neutral, but he is chaotic. Will there be Bud Light? Well, yes, Deku is a Florida man. Will there be crack and cocaine? It's the natural diet of Florida man. 10 years ago. On this day, Bakugo remember this day as turned 4 years old and he was told that he has a quirk. His mom shouted, your Aunt Inko is moving next door and she is coming to visit. Bakugo loves Aunt Inko and he was excited to meet the rest of her family. She always visits his mom once a year because they were good friends for a long time. He never met her son, Deku, because they lived in Florida. But today they were moving next door to him and he wanted to meet Deku. He then headed out to see Aunt Inko, which he greeted her, hey Aunt Inko. Inko smiled, hello Katsuki. Bakugo then asked, where is Deku? Inko signed, he is, probably in the backyard with his pet. Bakugo headed over, which Inko shouted, be careful. Mitsuki asked, why? Is his pet jumpy? Inko scratched the back of her head. Deku's pet is a baby alligator. Mitsuki looked at her dumbfounded, what? Bakugo then went to the backyard to find a green hair boy about his age feeding and playing with a baby alligator while also drinking a can of Bud Light, that one of the movers were drinking from. Bakugo came over, hello. Deku looked over to smile, hey. Are you Katsuki? The blonde nodded, yep. And I want to be the best hero of all time. Deku nodded, well I'm Deku. I'm quirkless and can't become a hero, but if you make fun of me. But face the baby alligator towards him, Rex here will bite on command. Katsuki looked at Deku, you're quirkless? Who said you can't be a hero? Deku replied, everyone after I got the results, but it's fine. It's not like I care about that. I can make crack and cocaine instead to make a living. Katsuki looked at Deku angrily, you can be a hero. I mean you have a pet alligator which is pretty cool. Deku nodded, well it's a common sight in my homeland. But I guess it's cool to you. Deku reached for the beer again, which Bakugo grabbed. Deku, you aren't supposed to do that. Deku in confusion, what? I'm just getting a drink. And on that day forward, a friendship was formed between the popular kid Bakugo Katsuki and Florida man Midoriya Deku. Present day. The TV reporter on the news spoke, tonight at 9, a teen went to the zoo to wrestle a gorilla over a banana and won, yesterday. Everyone in the classroom turned to Deku, who was sitting next to Bakugo. The green hair boy wore shades to cover his eyes, a leather jacket, a wife beater under the jacket, jean shorts, and alligator skin boots. Deku looked at the class, what? That bastard stole my shit, you think I was going to take it? I'm not spending another 100 yen. The teacher purposely pulled up the news, just to make everyone make fun of him, but the class was just amazed by him. Some even had theories that Deku does have a quirk, but the government told him to keep it top secret. Bakugo smirked, I was there. And he gave that monkey a run for its money. The class actually admired the two as Bakugo had a powerful and awesome quirk while the quirkless Deku was a bad boy and a badass who threw a few parties while his mom went to work at least once a week. Deku looked at the teacher, hey teach, before you begin on the class on what jobs that we want, are you qualified for it and what are your credentials? Everyone knew that it wasn't a normal day if Deku asked their teacher if he was qualified to teach, and every day, he would try to humiliate him, but it backfires. The teacher looked at him in anger and proceeded to talk about how everyone wants to be a hero, which Bakugo stood on his desk, You losers would never have a chance to become heroes. I'm applying at UA where they only accept the very best. Everyone looked at him in jealousy, which then the teacher looked at Izuku's paper. Mr. Madrya, you can't put down that you want to be a professional Florida man as a career, and in English. Izuku tilted her shades. You can't tell me how to live my life, you're not my mom. Everyone looked at him as he was giving sass, which the teacher in anger, I will report this to the principal and call your mother. Izuku shrugged, go ahead, like I give a shit. He then pulled out a Bud Light. While you are at it, I'm going to have a drink. Bakugo looked at Izuku as he was pushing the teacher to his limit, but then the teacher fell to the ground and grabbing his chest, call the ambulance. Everyone started helping the teacher, including Bakugo, while Izuku was just chugging his bottle and threw it out the window. While everyone was surrounding the teacher, Izuku then picked up the teacher in a Princess Carrie, Kaken, let's do heroic stuff. Bakugo smirked as they got the teacher downstairs to the ambulance that just arrived and took him to the hospital. After the vehicle left, Izuku chuckled, asshole. Bakugo punched his shoulder, you are the asshole. Izuku replied, no, I'm Florida man, there is a difference. But you want to go home? I'm sure Rex misses me and is probably hungry. Bakugo rolled his eyes but smiled, yeah, let's ditch this. Izuku, smiling, first I need a restock of my Bud Light and snow. Bakugo was confused on the snow part, which Izuku laughed, you don't want to be around me when I get my snow. Bakugo went to Izuku's house while Izuku went to get his stuff. Izuku looked at the bike parking to find his golf cart and proceed to drive off to get his stuff. 2 hours later, Izuku entered a bar with some sketchy people in it, but it was the only place he knew where they sell alcohol to a minor. Izuku went up to the misty bartender, Kuro. Where is my Bud Light? Kurogiri sighed, why? Why do you keep coming here? Izuku slammed the table, you sell Bud Light to me and I have money for you and hand some. Now let's do this, my alligator is hungry. The young adult with a hand on his face looked at him, why do you even bother getting over here? Kurogiri nodded, agreed, this place has the sketchiest of people and some are even villains. You couldn't go anywhere else? Izuku put down 100,000 yen, I've seen worse in Florida, now get me 100,000 yen worth of Bud Light. Kurogiri picked up the money and asked, the back of the golf cart? Izuku nodded as Kurogiri warped 524 packs of Bud Light to the back of his golf cart. Then Izuku walked over to a man at the booth, you got the snow? The man pulled out a kilo of cocaine and Izuku gave him the money, then headed out of the bar. The man behind the TV spoke, did he come back again? Tamura groaned, yes. Kurogiri looked at the drug dealer, why are you here? The dealer shrugged, he told me I could make more money if I sold my stuff here, and he was right too. The voice from the TV shouted, get out. The dealer ran from the bar and the voice calmly spoke, that boy is actually on the news a lot, yesterday he wrestled a gorilla and won. Apparently after some research, he doesn't have a quirk whatsoever. The two looked at the TV in shock, what? Izuku's house. After 2 hours of waiting, Bakugo saw Izuku driving up in his golf cart, which Bakugo lost his shit laughing, I can't believe you are still driving around in that golf cart. Izuku parked it on the driveway, well I don't have a driver's license, so this is the next best thing. Izuku and Bakugo got the beer inside the house, which Izuku opened a few packs of raw meat, then headed to his backyard to the pool to find Rex, his 12-foot-long 350-pound alligator. Rex was in the pool chilling, then saw Izuku, which he opened his mouth as Izuku put the meat in his mouth. Rex ate his meal and Izuku swam in the pool with it. Rex is fed, you can swim now. Bakugo shouted, no way. Izuku commented, he won't bite. Bakugo with a Bud Light in his hand, yes he do. Izuku pet Rex's head, he doesn't mean that, he likes you. He is just being a tsundere. Bakugo threw Izuku's beer at his head, which Izuku grabbed the beer, you are lucky that you threw a beer. I will accept it as a new way you are passing the beer. Bakugo started drinking. Did you get punished for yesterday? Izuku nodded. Well yeah of course, but she works all day, so she has no one to enforce it while she is at work. By the way, she won't be back until tomorrow morning. Bakugo asked, you want to throw a party? Izuku raised his beer. Hell yeah. Izuku got out of the pool and they got on the golf cart to head off to get some party supplies. Bakugo started messaging people to come while Izuku did the driving. Izuku turned to Bakugo. I did a few modifications to this bad boy, so we can't travel at 60 miles per hour. Bakugo shouted, go faster, Izuku. Which Izuku stepped on the pedal as they were flying on the back streets. As they were heading to a few stores, a slime monster appeared which Izuku ran him over. Bakugo shouted, stop. Izuku stopped the cart and the two looked at the bean from a distance. Bakugo asked, did we kill him? Izuku pulled out a container of CLR. Well let's clean up. Bakugo growled, he is made of slime, not rust. Izuku nodded, oh. Which Izuku pulled out some slime remover. Good call Kaken. The two headed over but then Izuku gave the slime remover to Bakugo and pulled out a can of Axe body spray and a lighter. Bakugo in confusion, what are you doing? Izuku replied, you have a quirk to defend yourself. If he started moving, I'm fucked unless you are pouring, and I'm armed. Bakugo grunted as he poured some slime remove on the guy who then woke up and attacked. Bakugo used his quirk to fly back but the bean went to attack Izuku. Izuku started shooting flames at the creature and the creature shouted, holy shit, kid. What the fuck? Then a manly voice spoke, you think you can get away with attack some innocent children? Bakugo and Izuku turned to the voice to see it was All Might himself. The hero smiled big and wide, have no fear, for I am here. The two were in awe that their favorite hero has come to save them, which All Might used Texas Smash to take the villain down. After the villain was defeated, Izuku and Bakugo helped All Might put the slime villain in a Bud Light bottle he had in the golf cart. All Might thanked the boys then gave them his autograph but Izuku then asked the hero, All Might, I have a question to ask. All Might said, his pant size, which Izuku shouted, not that one. All Might looked at the boy, are you the kid who has been in the news at least once a day for doing something bizarre? Izuku nodded, but I want to ask you. Even though I am quirkless and the only person who believes in me becoming a hero is Kaken here, can I still become a hero? Bakugo looked at Izuku in surprise that Izuku still had interest in being a hero even though he talks about beer and partying a lot, which All Might smiled, kid, you amaze me and other people. The fact you are quirkless surprises me the most. If you want to be a hero, I strongly support it. Izuku looked at the hero in happiness and Bakugo smiled too. All Might continue, if you would stay out of trouble, stay in school, and work hard, then I believe that you would be a fine hero. Izuku teared up a little, thank you All Might. All Might then flew off and Izuku shouted, yes, All Might believe in the quirkless hero, Florida man. Bakugo got on the cart, are you sure you want to be called that? Izuku started driving, it's either the Toriolo Swag King 69. Bakugo laughed a little, come on let's go throw a party. Chapter 2. Summertime. Izuku smiled as his mom started leaving, sorry I have work this weekend but I should be off Monday. Izuku replied, don't worry about it, mom. Inko looked at her son, so I heard from Mitsuki that she heard you want to be a hero. Izuku shrugged, well doesn't everyone want to be one? I would like to make you proud. She kissed his forehead, well I am proud of you, now stay out of trouble, while I'm gone. Izuku nodded, okay mom. When she got in the car and left, Izuku went to the couch and snorted half the kilo of crack he bought the day before. Bakugo came in to see the scene, what the hell? Izuku looked at him, what? Bakugo rolled his eyes and sat next to Izuku, well what are you going to do? Izuku feeling the high, I want to go for a drive. Bakugo replied, I'm driving. Izuku put on a fresh clean wife beater with his jean shorts, alligator skin cowboy boots, and then put on a straw cowboy hat. The two got on the golf cart as they drove around town at a fast speed, which Izuku asked, "So are we finding girls to bang?" Bakugo replied, "Not really. Izuku in all, you are looking for some dick to suck." Bakugo, in disgust, "What the hell? No." Izuku calmly spoke, "There is nothing wrong with gay or bi, Kaken. You are still my best friend and I think you would get more fans if you were gay or bi." Bakugo calmly spoke, "Drop the subject." Izuku dropped the subject right there and Bakugo asked, "How do you plan on passing the entrance exam?" Izuku laughed a little, "I'm bringing a shotgun, my golf cart, and few other things. I might bring a machete, as well." Bakugo face-palmed, "Jesus Christ." Izuku still laughing, "I can see the headlines, teen gets into prestigious hero school with a shotgun and machete. Not the writer will find something better than that." Bakugo nodded, "Well, you aren't wrong about the news. Writers always make the best titles for any news stories that involve you." Izuku then looked to see they were in the downtown area, and then he saw a girl with pink skin and alien-like features, which he jumped out of the cart. Bakugo shouted, "Where the fuck are you going?" Izuku got in front of the girl. "Hey, has anybody told you that you are out of this world?" The girl giggled, "Well, no, but I feel like someone was going to say it." Izuku flirted, "You know I would raid Area 51 to bust you out." The girl's friends came over to see their friend getting hit on by Izuku. Then Izuku leaned over to her ear, "I'm throwing a party at my place, your friends are invited as well." He gave her a paper slip with his address. Then he saw a black-haired boy with sharp teeth. He smirked as he whispered to her, "My best friend, Bakugo Katsuki, might find your sharp teeth friend sexy, so if he swings that way, tell him to watch out. Someone is coming for that booty." Mina laughed a bit then replied, "We'll come to the party." Izuku ran to jump on the golf cart. The party starts at sundown. Bakugo then drove off and Izuku shouted, "Let's go to the beach, Kaken." Bakugo looked at him, "Why? Isn't it full of trash?" Izuku cheered, "Just like the beaches in my home state. Let's go." The beach. Izuku looked to see all the trash on the beach. Yes. Just like home." Bakugo deadpanned, "You know people don't say that about places like this." Izuku then looked in his cart and found 2 pairs of Speedos, which Bakugo, in shock, "What the hell, Izuku-kun?" Izuku threw one pair at him, "In case you want to swim, I'm going swimming." Izuku then went behind a pile of trash to chance as he was butt naked. An older blonde teen appeared picking up a pile of trash naked just like Izuku. Izuku looked at him, "Hello there." The blonde replied, "Well, how are you doing?" Izuku nodded, "Pretty good, I'm just changing to go for a swim." The blonde replied, "Oh, I'm here to clean up the trash while working on my quirk." Izuku asked, "Does your quirk make you naked?" Mirio with a straight face, "Well, it makes my clothes fall off." Izuku laughed and reached his hand out, "My name is Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya." The blonde shook his hand, "Tagata Mirio, so you often swim here naked?" Izuku put on his Speedo, "Well, I only swim at home naked, I bring this here Speedo to beaches." Mirio looked at him, "You have a fit body." Izuku looked at his six-pack and lean muscle, "Well, I try my best." "So are cleaning the beach because of community service because the judge said so?" Mirio laughed, "Why would you think that?" Izuku chuckled a bit, "Well, I see no one else cleaning the beach, so I assume it's community service." Mirio explained, "Well, the gym at UA is closed for today, so I am here to work out." Izuku smiled, "Well, I might join the workout, I'm trying to join up." As they were talking, Bakugo came over to see the two. "Izuku-kun, what did we say about talking to naked strangers?" Izuku replied, "If it's a girl, ask if I can touch the titties, if it's a guy, don't look at his dick." Bakugo shouted, "Not that one." Izuku introduced Mirio, "Kaken, this is Mirio." "Mirio, this is Kaken. We are both applying to UA." Mirio waved to Bakugo, "Hello, I do like to meet with future students. I'm in class 3A if you two get In. Which I hope both of you get in. Mirio then looked at Izuku carefully. Have I seen you before? Izuku smiled. You probably seen me on the news like kid steals teacher's car to go home, teen RKO at store robber twice, and more recently teen went to zoo to wrestle a gorilla over a banana and won. Mirio looked at the teen in shock then in awe. Oh my gosh, you are the guy. Izuku nodded. Yes I am. He made an All Might impersonation, Florida man. Mirio lost his shit laughing at Izuku's impersonation. Oh god. Bakugo couldn't help but laugh as well because how well Izuku can do that shit, which Izuku jumped in the water for a swim which Bakugo watched him. How much do you want to bet he will come back with a shark? Mirio too interested in this took that bet as they watched Izuku. Then a shark fin could be seen before it could jump in. Bakugo replied, he can kick that shark's ass. If he can wrestle his pet alligator once a day then a shark is no problem. Mirio turned to him. He has a pet what? Izuku saw the shark and swam to it to fight it. The shark opened its jaws which Izuku swam to the right side and grabbed on it. As he held on it and started punching the shark's right eye. The shark was trying to shake him off but Izuku was on so much crack that he refused to let go and continued until his fist turned into a grab. He then ripped the shark's eye out and let go of the shark as it swam away. Izuku, satisfied by his victory, swam to shore to reveal the shark's eye. Bakugo shrugged. I count this as bringing a shark to shore. Mirio smiled. No. This is a piece and that was pretty brutal Izuku. Izuku shrugged. It shouldn't have challenged me then. Izuku went to change back to his clothes. Let's go home, we have a party to start. Which the two jumped on the golf cart and headed off to Izuku's place. Izuku then pulled out a shotgun to Bakugo. This baby right here is a S dual-barreled shotgun. It's my fuck you weapon I'm bringing. Bakugo raised an eyebrow. Are they allowing you to bring that? Izuku replied, I passed the test that allows me making this thing mine and I can bring it. Bakugo asked, how the hell do you pass tests and have all A's on tests and classes when you were either drunk or high or both? Izuku smirked as he chugged a Bud Light before replied, because I'm Madrya Izuku and I'm Florida man. Izuku then pulled out a katana and machete. I'm going to take both of these and if doesn't work out, I could just make crack and cocaine. That will provide a stable income. Bakugo growled, you are not selling drugs. Izuku chuckled, I know, that's why I must pass it. Bakugo then got the beer in the ice chest full of ice. Is Rex feed? Izuku replied, I feed him a whole buck, he should be fine. Bakugo looked out the window to see Rex was eating a dolphin, not a deer. That's not a deer. Izuku looked out at the dolphin. Well shit. It doesn't matter in the end. Rex is going to eat it. Bakugo in some worry. If Rex could eat it faster then it would be fine. Izuku snort a line of cocaine. Eating is an art to him. Don't rush his art. Bakugo cracked open a Bud Light to drink it. You know, Izuku. He looked around and sat on the couch. We are soon going to leave behind that shitty school and go to a top-tier school. So, you should wear the uniform. Izuku sighed, but you know how much I hate ties. Later that night, Izuku and Bakugo had invited about 50 people over but they knew more was coming. Izuku was wrestling with Rex to show off while Bakugo was having a good time being the DJ and watching the beer supply. After Izuku finished playfully wrestling Rex, he locked up the cage so no drunk can get in to try to wrestle him. He then turned to see the girl he met earlier that day appeared in a crop top, short jean shorts, and flip-flops. Izuku smirked, goddamn, you are looking fine. She giggled from his comment, I didn't get your name earlier. Izuku replied, my name is Izuku but you can call me whatever you like. He started dancing in front of her which she smirked, my name is Mina. She turned around and bent down to shake her ass then bent back up to seductively dance in front of him. The shaking of her ass made his Florida Python hard which he could dancing and placed his hands on her hips. While Bakugo was dealing with the music, a black hair sharp teeth, teen asked, hey are you the guy that your buddy said was into me? Bakugo turned to him. What? He then turned to Izuku. Goddamn it. He turned back to the guy. I would like to say sorry that my best friend is an asshole and also I'm not gay or anything. I'm just confused. The boy sighed in relief. Oh, thank God. This makes things easier. I'm just confused as well. Bakugo nodded his head to Mina. Are you her friend? He nodded. The name is Kirishima Jiro. Bakugo replied. Bakugo Katsuki, the future #1 hero. Kirishima and all, you are applying to UA as well. Bakugo smirked. Yeah, me and Izuku are applying. Kirishima smiling. Me and Mina are applying to become future pro heroes. I want to be like Crimson Riot, the manliest hero I can be. Bakugo grabbed another Bud Light to drink, then grabbed one for Kirishima. Kirishima looked at it and took it. Which the two started hanging out, while Izuku poured some beer on Mina's titties. He then asked, you mind I clean you up somewhere else? Mina giggled as Izuku picked her up and took her to his room. The next day Izuku woke up to find Mina naked in his room with a few used condoms, which he got up to get breakfast. As he cooked some eggs, Bakugo appeared in the room wearing nothing but a bathrobe, looking for his clothes. Izuku smirked. So, who did you fuck? Bakugo sighed. That cute guy with sharp teeth and black hair. Izuku pour a Blood Mary for him. I'll give that a hell yeah. Chapter 3. Izuku crack opened a Bud Light as he ate his eggs with Bakugo. So, how is Auntie Mitsuki? Bakugo shrugged. The old hag is good, she is probably coming over to check on us. Izuku nodded. Cool. He looked around the messy house from the night before. What would your mom think of your boyfriend? Bakugo took a sip of his Bloody Mary, like I give a fuck what she thinks. Izuku chuckled as he put a little bit of crack in his eggs for flavor. I'm about to go to Flavor Zone. Bakugo then saw Kirishima walking into the living room. Where are my clothes? Bakugo pointed to the washing machine. I'm washing our clothes at the moment. You should come eat some breakfast first. Kirishima sat down and was about to grab Izuku's breakfast, which Izuku slapped his hand. No. That's mine. Bakugo explained. Trust me, you don't want to eat his eggs. He made those eggs with something bad. Kirishima saw the white powder on it. Wow, that's a lot of salt. Izuku and Bakugo looked at each, then Izuku chuckled. Yeah. I like my salt. Bakugo put his arm around him. Take it slow. We drank a lot last night. Kirishima relaxed. Yeah, you're right. Mina then came in the room with a Bud Light bathrobe, which Izuku smiled. Oh my god, you look like the perfect woman in that. Florida man approves. Mina asked, where are my clothes? Izuku pointed at the washing machine. They are being cleaned. Have some breakfast. Before she went to Izuku's plate, he quick slid her plate of eggs. Trust me, you don't want to eat my eggs. Kirishima added, his eggs have a lot of salt. As Izuku gave him his breakfast, Mina looked at Izuku's eggs. Are you sure that's salt? Izuku began eating his breakfast. Yeah. I know what I'm eating. Eggs and crack. I mean salt. Izuku continued drinking his beer as they all ate breakfast, which Izuku thought out loud, I think I should deliver mom some lunch. She is working her ass off again. Mina in amazement. Ah, that's sweet. Kirishima holding back his tears. So manly. Bakugo replied, don't try to fight security like last time. Mina and Kirishima looked at Izuku. What? Izuku explained, the security guy didn't believe that my mom worked there, so I bit his ear off. Kirishima in surprise, why did you bite his ear off? Izuku shrugged, it was that or chopping his dick off. Mina laughed her ass off, that's funny. Izuku smiling got his shoes on, well, I'm going to get her favorite and give it to her. Bakugo looked in the backyard at Rex. Are you sure Rex isn't going to break out? Izuku waved, I'm sure, besides he only bites on command. Kirishima looked at the alligator, I thought that was a dream. Downtown Izuku got his mom her favorite dish and saw the tall building that she worked at. As walked towards the front door, he saw the bastard with a missing right ear looking at him. The bastard had the nerve to shake his head no at him. Izuku didn't want no trouble and looked up at the building, then noticed the hardware store nearby. Izuku smirked as he came up a bright idea that only a true Florida man can think of. He went to the store to buy 4 toilet pluggers, a few trash bags, duct tape, and a saw. He first sawed the wooden handles of the pluggers in half for better control, then duct taped 2 of them to the bottom of his boots. He took 6 trash bags to combine them to make a parachute, then walked up to the building with 2 pluggers taped to his feet, 2 in his hands, and a parachute made of trash bags. He pressed the pluggers to the windows to stick that they can stick, and he started climbing up the building. 15 minutes later. Inko was working hard and was also hungry. She works as an accountant on overtime. She had 5 minutes until her lunch break, but then she heard some suction cup-like sound was heard from outside. Then a security guard shouted, "Get off the window." She came over to see Izuku climbing up the window, which Izuku shouted, "Then you should have let me in." Inko ran over. "Izuku. What are you doing?" Izuku smiled and pulled out her lunch. "Hey mom, I brought your favorite. I didn't know you work on the 26th floor. Inko replied, "Get down from there, I'll come down to get it." Izuku pulled out his parachute to fly down, which she headed down thinking, "Really?" It got to the point where he is climbing buildings. Meanwhile the TV in the elevator had the news on. Breaking news, teen climbs to the 26th floor of building saying he is delivering lunch to mom. Inko rolled her eyes at the news as she got to the first floor and got her lunch from Izuku. "Thank you Izuku, but please don't do that again." Izuku chuckled, "I'll try my best." Inko pointed at him, "I mean it." Izuku scratched the back of his head, "Yes mom." Inko went back, in which Izuku was on so much crack that when Hawks, who was the hero nearby, asked, "Are you okay?" Izuku chuckled, "Are you a family meal deal at KFC?" Hawks looked at him in confusion. "No. Why did you ask that?" Izuku licked his lips, "Looking that good, I'm about to treat you like the KFC family meal deal." Hawks then turned around, started running away from him, which entertained Izuku for a little bit until he realized that he was hungry. He looked over to find the McDonald's and a special deal of 10 nuggets 100 yen. He walked in the store, looked at the person behind the register in the eye. "I need 1,000 McNuggets." The person looked at him in shock. What? Izuku grabbed the microphone attached to the register. "I said I would like 1,000 McNuggets." Every employee in the store looked at him in shock and fear as Izuku the total on the counter and the cashier rang up his order. The manager then put a sign on the window that they were out of nuggets, and after 30 minutes of waiting, Izuku got what he asked for. The employees in anger put 1,000 McNuggets in front of him, which everyone in a 100-foot radius started taking pictures. The same news reporter who appeared when he climbed the building was there reporting. Breaking news, teen orders 1,000 McNuggets at local downtown McDonald's. Bakugo busted through the crowd. "Izuku-kun." Izuku smiled. "Hey Kaken. Wanna join?" Bakugo looked at the pile of nuggets. "What the hell are you doing?" Izuku shrugged. They knew what they signed up for when the nuggets are 10 yen each. Bakugo sat across the table. "You wanna share this?" Izuku nodded. "I need to figure out the limit to gain everything." The two had every sauce pack flavor in existence as they dined down, which the reporter came over. "What made you want to buy this?" Izuku replied, "I was hungry." Bakugo shouted, "How come you report his stories?" The reporter, in shock and some fear, "Please sir, he is putting my kids through college." Izuku looked at Bakugo menacingly. "Chill man, she is doing her best here." Bakugo rolled his eyes as they continued eating the huge pile. Bakugo wasn't much of an each, but Izuku was another story. Izuku was thinner than most people but also stronger than he looks. He can eat 100 if he was normal, but he was on crack and beer, which makes him do crazy shit. Bakugo was on his 100th nugget when Izuku got on his 400th nugget. Izuku poured all the sauces on all the nuggets at once, which disgusted Bakugo and many other people nearby. Then after an hour, Bakugo eat 200 nuggets while Izuku ate the other 800 nuggets, which scared the employees, which Izuku smiled. 800 isn't my limit, but I feel like I gained everything. Bakugo chuckled, more like gained weight. Izuku looked at his belly. My metabolism will kick in a little bit. Some people who watched them got autographs from them. Then a small blonde skinny bone man walked in, for a Big Mac and some nuggets. The cashier told him that they were out of nuggets and pointed at Izuku. Izuku looked at them to wave, which the man looked at him in shock that he ate all the store's nuggets. Izuku came over to and said in English, "Sorry sir for eating all the nuggets." Bakugo punched his shoulder. Don't start speaking English to someone who doesn't know English. The man laughed, and spoke in English, "It's okay, I didn't expect someone to eat that many." Izuku in English, "Oh my god, you speak English so well." The man scratched the back of his head. "I was in the USA for a short time." Izuku in awe, "I was born in Florida, have you been there?" The man smiled, "Oh yes, I had many memories in Florida, but the people scare me sometimes." Izuku laughed, "You see in Florida the only letters in the alphabet don't know by heart are U, S, and A. Bakugo only knew the English language because he learned from Izuku when they were younger. Izuku was having a great time with him for an hour until Izuku looked at the time. "Well, we got to go, we have a party to throw." The old man smiled, "Well, have a good one and stay safe." As the two left, the old man thought to himself, "That's the same kids from the slime monster incident. That green hair kid is American and from Florida, that might explain a few things." The man got his Big Mac, then left to turn into All Might to fly off to continue his hero work. While flying, he thought to himself, what kind of parties is he throwing? As All Might sat with the other teachers, President Mick and Hound Dog watched, the teen who climbed the building to give his mom lunch and the same teen ordering 1,000 McNuggets. President Mick laughing, "I need to invite this kid to my radio show." Hound Dog showed concern for the teen, "This behavior is concerning to me and I fear for his safety." Midnight looked at the boy, "I think he is pretty cute." Eraserhead smiled, "I'm glad to not have him in my class." All Might in his skinny small form rubbed his shoulder. He said he was trying out for the hero course. Eraserhead went from smiling to a face of horror. "What did you say, Yagi?" President Mick grabbed Yagi's shoulders, "You got to talk with him." Hound Dog got up to him, "Tell what he is like, is he suicidal?" Nezu's voice was heard, "Yes." They all looked at him as he continued, "Tell us why he wants to apply for the hero course." Yagi replied, "He is quirkless and he dreamed of being a hero, so he wants to give it a shot." They all looked at him in shock, which President Mick looked at his picture. "This kid is quirkless?" Yagi nodded and President Mick in joy, "I need to get him on my radio show." Midnight giggled, "Shota is going to have so much fun with this one, if he passes." Nezu then pulled up Izuku's application. So far he has asked to bring in his shotgun, his golf cart, his katana, his machete, his pet alligator. Hound Dog in confusion, "His what?" Nezu continued, "A gallon of gas, spray paint, and paintball gun. I told him he was not allowed to use the alligator." Aizawa got up in anger, "You're telling me he can use every one of those options except the alligator? I would have not allowed him to bring anything." Midnight calming him down, "He's quirkless, he is just bringing items that would allow him to have an equal chance." Yagi laughed, "Exactly, it's not like he going to single-handedly take down the zero-pointer. No one has taken that thing down, which I hope someone does this year." President Mick pulled out a jar, "You are placing a bet." Yagi put 10,000 yen in the jar while the other teacher bet against him. Chapter 4. Florida Man Strikes Again. Izuku goes to his swimming pool to Rex with a pizza box. "I got your favorite pizza." Rex staring at him with his mouth open as Izuku puts the pizza in his mouth, then pulls out some Oreo cookies, "And of course I got Oreos." The neighbor looking down from his window to see the pizza and Oreo cookie eating monster in fear, "Hey! Your gator is terrifying my dog." Izuku shouting back, Life is full of disappointments and you and your bitch just been added to the list. Rex went back to swimming and relaxing in the sun as Izuku went back inside to drink an ice-cold Bud Light. Kaken busted down the door. Izuku-kun. It's time for the entrance exam. Izuku looking down at his outfit of boxers and his wife beater, then looks at his friend in the eyes. Okay, let's go. Kaken making small explosions in his right hand. You are not going in that, get some clothes on. Izuku sighs, come on. Kaken giving him the serious eyes, we will get more beer when we get home. Izuku gets up, I'm sold. They arrive at UA in their middle school outfits and sat in the big room with lots of chairs as they were given a writing test. Izuku-kun looks at the test then turned it upside down and read it. A teen with dark blue hair and wearing glasses looks over at him. Bakugo looks at the teen, don't do it, you are not going to win. The teen fed up looks at Izuku carefully and decided that it might not be worth fight for. President Mick was watching them as he was very interested in Izuku and his actions. Why, does he have the test upside down? Is he dyslexic? No, Nezu looked into his files and he is smart, which involves reading. What is going on in his head? Izuku thinking to himself, why do I have this test upside down? Izuku then turns it upside up and starts writing, which President Mick was interested. He turned it again and is writing, is there a secret message in the test? President Mick looks at his copy and turned it upside down to try to read it. Nezu was watching through the camera to see President Mick and speaking to him through his earpiece microphone. What are you doing? President Mick whispering, I think Izuku might have found a secret message in your test. Nezu in confusion, what? What secret message? President Mick replying, we know you like to put a twist in some things, so what is the secret message? Nezu getting more confused grabs his copy of the test and turned it upside down. I didn't put a secret message, and if I did, it might have not been on purpose. Aizawa watching this with Nezu, I think he is fucking with you. President Mick stopped for a moment, I've been played like a fiddle. Izuku getting up and handing his test to President Mick, here is my test. The blonde man grabs it and Izuku sat back down waiting for everyone else to finish. After the 10 minutes of waiting, they proceed to discuss the main challenge of the robot destroying test. Izuku looking at them, I can tap that. And that. And that. President Mick switching the pick of 0-point robot, run away from this one, it is literally worth 0 points and is huge. Izuku nods, you dare underestimate me, I will fuck that bot up. The teen wearing glasses from before, what's your language, we are in a school. President Mick shouting, calm down. Everyone became quiet and sat down, which the teacher continued, well anyways, don't fight the 0-pointer and have fun. The fake city zone Izuku was strapped, as he wore his hero outfit consisting of a green bunny-like mask, sunglasses, booty jean shorts that exposes his muscular thighs, gator-skinned cowboy boots, 8 kitchen steak knives strapped on him, 2 katanas, a crossbow with explosive arrows, an AR-15, and RPG. He was wearing no shirt, which exposes his muscular body and manly nipples, and driving a golf cart. The blue-haired teen from earlier was in a knight armor looking at this like this couldn't possibly be real. What the? You can't be taking this seriously? Izuku looking at him, first of all, this is seriousness as I need weapons as my quirk requires them. The name is Izuku, the hero of Florida. Nah, I need a better hero name. The teen in absolute rage, my name is Ida Tenya. I find your outfit very dishonorable. The camera room. Midnight was on the floor crying, that's the one. It's the chosen one. Yagi looking at the paperwork, wait, he wanted to bring his pet alligator? Aizawa uneasy, if God truly existed, why would he allow someone like this to exist? Nezu drinking his tea, he is indeed a young man of unpredictability and surprise. I like that as a potential hero, but we need to teach him self-control. Izuku. As he turns his rifle off safety, the alarm rings which he steps on, the gas pedal. He takes a right turn to find a few small robots. He begins shooting at one to the head. He ran over another one. Oh shit, give me a moment. He puts the cart in reverse to go over the robot and then drove over the robot. Okay. Then he threw one of the kitchen knives at it for good measure, then drove off to destroy another robot. He pulls out a beer can from his seat, then looks over to see a sewer nearby. He steps off the cart and looks into it to find robotic alligators, those fuckers. He crawls halfway in to grab one. Come here, you robotic piece of shit. Little did Izuku knew, Mina was also in the area and she came to see Izuku crawling in the sewer. Bye. What are you doing? Izuku pulling the robot gate around. I have a complaint I want. He then rips the robotic beast out, to see the manager. Mina asks, can I get ride? He asks, on my dick or my cart? Mina blushes, on the cart, it's not 5 p.m. yet. Izuku putting the gator on car roof tied down, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Izuku getting on the driver's seat patting the passenger seat, come aboard the Floridan Express. Mina jumping on, seriously, what are you going to do with this thing? Izuku laughing, it's a secret. Mina shooting acid at nearby robots and Izuku with an RPG and stirring the cart with his right foot and left foot on the pedal. Then Izuku ran out of RPG rockets and went for the kitchen knives, one in each hand, and looking at a ramp, time to fly. Mina jumping off, have fun. Izuku driving up the ramp and flying in the air to see a big 3-pointer robot, Banzai. He crashed his cart into the head and causing it to fall back to the ground, then the ground started shaking as the 0-pointer came out. Izuku looking as everyone running away and straps the robo-gator to his back. Your time has come. The camera room. The teacher watching the students running as Aizawa yawns. They are running away just like you instructed them to do. Yagi looking at the cameras, where is Izuku? Nezu pulling up the screen showing Izuku climbing the 0-point robot with the robot gator struggling on his back. Present Mick in confusion like everyone else, what is he doing? As he climbs to the head, he punches its eyes to break a hole into it which snipe in horror, oh my god. They saw as Izuku released the gator into the hole and tearing up the wires and parts inside the 0-pointer. Vlad King now speaking, how much do those things weigh? Nezu replies, 45 kilograms. Recovery girl on the mic to the room, are you seeing this? Some crazy kid destroying the 0-pointer. Nezu nods, we see it. The robot was now smoking and shooting sparks. Izuku jumps off the giant robot to a nearby building and shooting, there is no god, here. Only me. Hound dog kind of disturbed, I am very disturbed. Aizawa showing some fear, the only thing scaring a strong villain is suicidal hero. Nezu smiling, using a robot to destroy a bigger robot, that is some out of the box thinking. Yagi looking at the screen, why is he going back in the sewer? They all look to see the young man crawls in the sewers which he realized, wait a minute. He switches cameras to see that Izuku grabs another robotic gator and running to a secret door. Midnight asks, what does that door lead to? Nezu not saying a word and as ran to the door to lock it, I can't believe he found it. The teachers were confused until a robotic gator head broke the door which got everyone on their feet. The gator head was pulled back and Izuku looking in. Hello there. Nezu drinking his tea, how did you know about the secret tunnel? Izuku smiling, I smell Doritos? Cool ranch flavor. Present Mick looks down at his chips, no. You can't have these. Aizawa without hesitation grabs the chips, you want these? Izuku nodding and Aizawa hands them over, now go home, you fiend. Izuku taking the chips then leaves to go home. Chapter 5. Florida Man versus some baddies. Izuku, who is pumped by his recent letter of getting accepted into UA driving around the alleyways without a care in the world. Izuku looking around, where the fuck is the place? How can forget the location of the fucking bar? Izuku reaching for his Happy Meal that consists of a pack of cigarettes, a 12-pack of Bud Light, and a few lottery tickets to grab a cigarette. Kakin may not approve of my new habit, but I love it. He lights one up but then had to stop the cart as he saw a tall gator-like woman. Bitch, can you kindly get out of my goddamn way? The giant woman turns to him and was wearing an outfit to exposes a lot of her body. Oh, a young one, come here little boy. Izuku grabbing the broom. Oh shit, it's a horny one. He drives forward and, hitting her with the broom. Back thought. I am not the little boy that you would like to play with me. She was backing up slowly as Izuku was using the broom to keep the distance between them from getting smaller. She begins to giggle. Oh, you are playing hard to get. Izuku opening his glove compartment to find a squirrel that ate a quarter kilo of crack. Motherfucker. He grabs the squirrel and throws it at the gator girl. He watches as the squirrel and the woman fight and getting out of his way. He steps on the pedal and driving full speed away. I need more attack squirrels. And to find that bastard's bar. He drives around until he finds another squirrel on meth. So he captures it and locks it in his glove compartment. He was determined as he finally found the bar again. Finally. Inside Kurogiri wiping the glasses as it was quite today, Tamura was discussing a plan with some grunts he found off the streets, and that was all. It was a miracle of how quiet it was today as hummed some tunes while continuing his work. Then he hears the door open. He turns to look to find Izuku with bloodshot eyes staring at him. I'm back for some more. At this moment, Kurogiri's day was ruined. Please leave. We have more important things to do than deal with you. Izuku pulling out a stack of cash. Just give me the beer, old man. Tamura looks to see Izuku. Are you kidding me? You are back. Izuku looking at him. What are you gonna do about it? The grunts looking at Izuku as a joke. We can dispose him. Tamura and Kurogiri nod as the grunts approach him. Izuku, standing next to a bar stool? Come on, why can we settle this with a pack of cigs or beer? One of them laughs. That's very unhealthy for a kid like you. The other grunts smiling. Listen here, it's two full-grown men with questionable prison sentences, the guy with the hand on his face, and the bartender versus you. Izuku grabbing the stool. I like those odds, they seem to be in my favor. Tamura and grunts begin laughing, Izuku smiling and laughing as he bashed the first grunt head in. The other grunt stopped laughing and was in shock as Izuku broke a leg off the stool to stab his knee. With both grunts down, Tamura moved to the attack by reaching out with his hands to Izuku's face. However, Izuku grabbing his wrist on that hand and started biting his pinky finger. Tamura screaming. In pain, you little fucker. Kurogiri making a portal under Izuku to teleport him somewhere else. Tamura get back. Izuku jumping forwards to get on top of Tamura as he was struggling to get Izuku off. Let go of me. Izuku biting down on his finger harder causing that finger to bleed a lot more until Kurogiri grabs a steel chair and slamming it to Izuku's back. Izuku letting go of the finger, and rolling away from Kurogiri, Tamura rolling a good distance away from Izuku wrapping his bleeding finger. Kurogiri asks, are you alright? Tamura shouting, no. That fucker almost bit my finger off. Izuku then rips off his clothes to become fully naked causing the two villains to look away. Izuku runs over and screaming like he has autism as he grabs the steel chair and start bashing Kurogiri and Tamura to the ground. Kurogiri using his quirk to see if he can attack him from behind was interrupted by Izuku hitting him on the back of the head, knocking him out. Meanwhile Ifo just woke up looking at his screen with his quirk to see the Izuku beating the shit out of everyone. Hello there. Izuku stopped and looks around until he looks at the TV. Are you the manager? Ifo replies, in a sense, yes. Izuku interrupting him. This establishment has been providing me with alcohol that I pay good money for and your employees decide to attack me. Ifo speaking, well. Izuku interrupting again. Don't you well me, I have been a loyal customer for years. I deserve some sort of recognition and maybe a discount. Don't make me give you a bad review on Yelp, Uber, Google reviews, and Afo in an angry voice, okay listen you little shit. Izuku throwing the chair at the glass bottles in rage and using Tamura to break a table in half. Is it because I have no quirk and you discriminate against quirkless people now? Afo in confusion, wait it's true that you are quirkless? Izuku replies, like a snake has no legs. Afo pausing in silence for a minute before speaking, I give you a deal, I give you a quirk that allows you to make beer and cocaine. Izuku shocked, I'm sorry, quirks like that exist? Afo continuing, well if you have been alive for as long as I have, you find some weird quirks. I used to use these quirks for a side hustle, back in my days as a drug lord and pimp. Sometimes I wish I can go back as all hoes for one. Izuku slamming his hand on the table, I will never return in exchange for the quirks. Afo sighing, perfect. Tamura groaning in pain, thank God. Kurogiri was still knocked out but everyone is really sure that he would be dancing when he got up. A portal opened and a hand rested on Izuku's head. Tamura has seen the process and hoping that the end result would be Izuku becoming a mindless Namu, instead he bows his head and leaves. Afo tells Tamura, can you stay still until the doctor comes? Our family health insurance will cover this. Izuku's house. Izuku was on the grill cooking some steaks, corn, some roadkill, and a whole pineapple while drinking a beer. Mina wrapping her arms around him from behind, you are a great cook. Izuku kissing her lips, I know. He rubs his cold beer can on her ass, and you got a sexy ass to go, with the wonderful personality. Mina places a cigarette in his mouth and lights it up, which Bakugo by the pool with Kirishima and Rex. Kirishima cheering, I am so glad we all got in. Bakugo smirking a bit, I already knew we were getting in, it would be bullshit otherwise. The doorbell rings, which Mina in a cheerful tone, the guests are here. Izuku chugging the beer as she ran over to the door to open it, then putting his finger over the can and refills it. Izuku and Bakugo in absolute shock, holy shit. Izuku taking a taste test, yep, it's beer. Bakugo grabbing his shirt, you had a quirk this whole time. Izuku replies, no, I just got it from some old fuck from 2 hours ago. Bakugo in confusion, what old fuck? Izuku replies, so when I went shopping and got in a bar fight. Kirishima listening in, you got in a what? Bakugo in a monotone voice, it not the worst thing he has done. Continue Izuku. Izuku continues, I beat up everyone and the old fuck told me to take these 2 quirks and never come back. Bakugo asks, what's the other one? Izuku rubs his hands together, then closes them to fists, then opens them to reveal a small pile of crack in each hand. Kirishima in awe, he makes salt. Bakugo looking at him, yes. Salt. Izuku nodding, you are correct, I can make beer and salt now. I am almost like Jesus but for alcoholism and meals that always need more salt. Mina came back with a large group of people, these guys also passed the hero exam. Bakugo sighs, so we brought our competition here. Kirishima wrapping his arm around his shoulder, don't think of them like that, but they just want fun like we are. Bakugo rolling his eyes, sure. Mina brings the group to her boyfriend as they wanted to meet the crazy bastard who took down the 0-pointer. A green-haired girl with wide eyes introduces herself, I'm Tsu. Izuku gives her a beer, I'm Izuku, welcome to the party. Izuku then meets Okako, Denki, Sao, Shoji, Jiro, Sero, Tokoyami, and Turo. Mina then brings more, these guys are in a secret second hero course that we aren't supposed to know about until later. The black spiked hair boy said, how did you find that out? Mina smirks, don't ask silly questions and enjoy the party. He shrugs and introduces himself as Yasetsu, who was followed by Sen, Togaru, Shihai, Kendo, Yue, Kanoko, Jirota, Pony, Tokaj, and then Tetsuya Tetsu. Kirishima and Tetsuya Tetsu stared at each other for a solid minute as Bakugo was too, because how they looked like long-lost brothers. Izuku giving out beer and now throwing hot dogs on the grill. Tsu came up to Izuku and points at Rex, what is that? Izuku replies bluntly, that's my pet, his name is Rex. She looks at the beast and the beast looked back then processed to roll over. Izuku replies, he wants a belly rub. She looks back at him, what? Izuku guides her over to show her that Rex wants his belly to be rubbed. She smiles a bit as the beast had a smooth belly. He then went back to the grill to pour beer on the dogs and roadkill. He was excited to fuck with his new teacher tomorrow, and somewhere in a far away location, Aizawa was kissing his sanity goodbye. Chapter 6. The Florida Man died. Mina, Kirishima, Bakugo, and Shinzo were in Izuku's backyard which Rex was chilling in the pool. Shinzo looking at the gator, so how does Izuku legally keep the gator? Mina replies, Rex is a certified emotional support animal. Shinzo, in confusion, I beg your pardon, I didn't know gators are emotional support animal. Bakugo seeing Izuku with bags of alcohol, what did you get? Izuku replies, I'm making Florida bath water. Kirishima asks, what? Izuku going to the clean bathtub in the backyard and reveals the bottles. This tub can fit 42 gallons, so 20 pounds of ice first. He dumps the ice. 42 gallons is about 159 liters, 20 pounds of ice equals 2.4 gallons which is a little over 9 liters. Mina, staring at Izuku in awe, I think Izuku doing math is sexy. He pulls out 10 liters of vodka, 10 bottles of vodka. Shinzo in shock, holy shit. After the vodka he grabs 5 bottles of blue curacao, 5 liters of magic blue. Mina giggles, so pretty. Bakugo replies, are you forgetting something? Izuku dumps 20 pounds of oranges, pineapples, strawberries, and dragon fruit then pulls out 10 bottles of Evercooler. 10 liters of Evercooler. Kirishima shouts, holy fuck. Then Izuku revealed the tequila. What is a party without tequila from our Mexican brothers? He dumps 25 liters of various tequila in the tub which Mina teasing, what's next Izuku-kun? He replies, well my alien queen I get the gin. He dumps 20 liters of gin into the tub which the group can smell the combination, as Izuku dips his finger in and licks the alcohol-covered finger, almost done. He dumps 20 liters of pineapple juice then grabs the orange juice, for my man OJ. Shin asks, isn't he the wife killer? Izuku jokes, gloves didn't fit so there is no way he could have done it. Yeah, he is the wife killer. 30 liters of OJ. The group sees the tub has 50 liters of space left as Izuku looks at them, 50 liters of Hawaiian punch. They pour it all in as Izuku stirs it, but in the distance, Tamura tracks Izuku and watches. He made a mockery of me. Kill him. The female villain with him nods and heads over as Izuku leaves to park his golf cart and gets the front yard ready for the party. Which then Izuku sees the villain walking up which he unfolds the paper. Hello? Do I know you? She speaks. Are you Izuku Midoriya? Izuku replies, depends I can be anything you want me to be, mommy. Her rifle extends a rifle which Izuku dodged the first shoot which confused the villain as he snorted his crack he made with his cork and went on the attack to give her no space. She showed skill in combat, but her punches and kicks were nothing to this Florida crackhead of a teenager. She taunts, you wouldn't hit a woman. He chuckles, joke's on you, I'm a part-time misogynist. These hands are for putting men and women like you in their place. Specifically, I'm going to punch you so hard that you are only places you are going be seen in is the kitchen and bedroom. He punched her face and gut without holding back or mercy. She pulls out a pistol and shoot him in the shoulder, but it did not slow him down as he disarms her with a KFC spork to her arm. She shouts in pain as he stabs her gut a few times which she decided to retreat. She realized she heavily underestimated her target. He watched her retreat as Mina and Bakugo come out to see his gunshot wound. Mina comes over, what the hell happened? Bakugo grabs the first aid kit as Izuku explained, there was this mommy of a woman who shot me with this rifle quirk as after snorting a bit of crack and using my trusty shank. I scared her off. He grabs the cup of Florida bath water from Mina and chugs it, sorry babe, I am very thirsty, and this is a good painkiller. Bakugo replies, oh that is not going to just kill the pain, We are only giving 1 cup to each person. Shinso and Kirishima are drunk as fuck from only 1 cup. Izuku replies, 1 cup is 12 fluid ounces so. Mina replies, don't do math, let's get this fixed up. Izuku grabs the tweezers and gets the bullet out with ease and pours the alcohol into the wound. I literally feel no pain, I am just so drunk and high. Mina decides to stitch him up as Bakugo draws up the woman Izuku got attacked by, which Izuku drunk and on crack did not help one bit, so they can watch out for her next time. Izuku seeing the people coming as he replies, holy shit, I now have a dope story to share with the guests. Mina kisses Izuku, the scar is going to look so hot. He kisses back as Bakugo rolls his eyes, you two are weirdos. But you are also good friends that I can depend on. The guests come in as they shake Izuku's hand and Izuku bragged about his gunshot wound. But in the distance Aizawa, Mirio and Yagi were in a car watching as Aizawa looking through the binoculars. There is something not right about Midoriya. Mirio replies, you are not wrong, he is a different breed of human. Yagi comments, he is a Florida man. Calling him a different breed of human is an understatement. If humans were Skechers, Florida people are Jordans, they are built differently, and you can kiss your money and belongs goodbye. Aizawa looking at the gunshot wound, what the hell? That's a recent made gunshot wound. Yagi and Mirio see it too and were in shock by it. Izuku looks at their car and waves before going inside to close and lock his door. Aizawa nods, how can someone be smart yet stupid? Mirio replies, only your friendly neighborhood Florida man. Next day. Ufo speaks, you did what, Tamura? Tamura replies, he made a mockery of me, I thought your assassin could take care of him. Ufo on the screen replies, he shanked her with a KFC spork, that is someone you don't fuck with unless you have several guys. However, from the recording, I think we learned something about this Midoriya Izuku. He has entered UA his hero named Florida Man, he is very resistant to pain, it's scary someone who is quirkless and on crack can take a bullet to the shoulder. As well as a mindset where his hands are literally for everyone. I think we have been looking at him wrong. I also took the liberty to do a bit of research. Kuragi re-slides a file to Tamura which Ufo replies, turns out his American father is the reason they moved to his mother's home country of Japan. Tamura reading, wow. This guy is a menace. Ufo chuckles, I'm going to call a few friends in America for this. It is going to take some time. Next day. Izuku wakes up in the classroom as President Mick looks at him, can you read next? Izuku nods and reads the correct paragraph which surprises and pisses off the teacher. As class ended, they arrive outside which Aizawa was doing physical tests on everyone which everyone passed with flying colors. Until the ball throw which Izuku shrugged and threw as hard as he can but was placed 15th furthest. He really didn't give a shit, he put down he was quirkless and his quirk that was given to him wasn't useful for this. So, he passes a few people because of his fit build and he wasn't high or drunk, so this is the best UA has with him. In Izuku's opinion, he is in a good starting spot as he is a healthy male, he is strong without quirk, fast without a quirk, he has the highest pain tolerance in the class which surprises Aizawa himself, and he has shown on his tests that he was intelligent. Bakugo watches Izuku as Izuku does deserve to be ranked 15 out of 20 in the class, not because he is weak, but because he is quirkless, strong, and fought for the spot with what he has on him. His new quirk isn't going to help anything except give Izuku crackhead energy. This is Izuku if all the drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes are taken away. A focused, calculating, strong, and friendly man. He has a lot of hero qualities and Bakugo admires that Izuku despite having no quirk can kick ass. However, Bakugo does worry about Izuku if he were up against with someone with a powerful quirk. Izuku would not go down easily and has the energy to die stand and not live kneeling. Mina examines Izuku and his sexy body, she loves him a lot. But she also loves him when he is sober like this. The calm, collective, and well-mannered boy which she would easily take to her parents without a second thought. She knows he loves her and will protect her even with a lack of a real quirk. He is someone that is destined to be a hero no matter what anyone says, including that insomniac teacher. Izuku flexes his muscles. What is next, Aizawa-sensei? Rope climbing? Parker? Giving you pictures of Spider-Man? Aizawa stares at Izuku. You impressed me a little today, but tomorrow don't disappoint me. He nods. All right. Nezu watches from his office. I find him a bit different. A quirkless individual like him, but obviously he isn't cheating my tests. Actually, he knows that I personally made these tests and wrote a secret message to me. Hound Dog asks, what is the message? Nezu looking a binary code written on Izuku's test. Don't toy with me. He must have been tested like this his whole life. I have seen images of his parties when he is drunk and snorting crack cocaine. I want the sober Izuku, and the crackhead Izuku needs to be gone. Hound Dog replies, drug use is usually caused by a past trauma. So, I'm going to be doing some digging so I can begin the work. However, I am a little scared to do it. Nezu asks, why? How did he do on the mental health and emotional health test? Hound Dog replies, he knows how to approach situations and problems and solve them, but here is the thing, the questions are designed to trigger emotions and challenge your mental thinking. He got a perfect score to make him pass as a perfectly sane person. Nezu replies, which is the complete opposite of what we saw in the entrance exam, where he was suicidal, reckless, and crazy. Nezu chuckles, I am excited to poke his brain around, strong mental, emotional, and physically. Izuku heading inside to go to the rooftop on his break to smoke a cigarette. This sober shit is the worst. He then uses his quirk to make some crack and snort it up with ease. Feels good. He puts on his headphone on and plays Feel Good Incorporated by the Gorillaz. He jams to the music on the roof. As much as Izuku loves Japan, he loves Florida just as much. The beaches, the sun, the old people he could prank, and Rex's mother. Which, speaking of Rex, Izuku writes down, pick up Cal Carcass after school. He goes back to dancing on the roof until he heard, excuse me, why are you on the roof? Izuku looks around to see no one until the voice said, look up. Izuku looks up to see a blue-haired girl floating and speaks English. The hell you are doing? The girl giggles, I'm sorry, English isn't my strong suit. Izuku in Japanese, right. What are you doing? She giggles, I saw you dancing on the roof. He takes off his headphones, have you heard of the Gorillaz? She looks at him in confusion, I think the baby ones in the zoo are cute. He looks at her then just leaves. I'm sorry, English isn't my strong suit. Izuku in Japanese, right. What are you doing? She giggles, I saw you dancing on the roof. He takes off his headphones, have you heard of the Gorillaz? She looks at him in confusion, I think the baby ones in the zoo are cute. He looks at her then just leaves. He was just done and was not going to educate this uncultured woman. It took Izuku a day to get Mina hooked, as she already was familiar with the name, and then after on song, they had sex to it. He was not going to education someone no knowledge of it. And that's a wrap, folks. Don't ask me for another part, there is none.